Hi guys, hi everybody, this is Black Lion. Before I get on to what I'm going to discuss, I'd like to first of all be able to thank everybody who has been able to subscribe to this channel. You have made it grow, you have made me proud, you have made me feel so humbled. Whoever wants to learn something and get some insights about survival, life, generally in Dubai. Now, moving forward, this is a video that is going to cover things to do with a little bit of a unique topic today, but isn't so unique because of the trends of what's going on around the world right now. Things are going up, fuel prices and all that. So I'm going to be able to teach you, not teach you, you guys know this already. So I'm just going to be able to share, right? I'm going to just share some 10 things or 10 places in the UAE where you should not be afraid to haggle or to bargain or to negotiate, because you just might get a good deal out there. But sometimes we forget to haggle and we lose out on some things whereby we could have gotten good deals, and because of many reasons. Some of us because of the social status, some of us because we're afraid to be seen to haggle, and you lose out. I was one time working with a guy, owner of a company, who we work close together. This guy is a millionaire. He's got millions in the bank. But I must tell you, I learned something from this man. He does not care about who's watching him. He does not care about what society thinks about him. He will get the price that he wants. He will negotiate for something that costs 20 dirham and be able to take it for 15 dirham. I'm going low because this guy was unique. So I learned something from this. And I want to be able to tell you out there that ever since, I'm not afraid to haggle, because you can get great deals. Without further ado, let's just go on to the list and start with number 1. Rent or accommodation or things like this. You should not be afraid to haggle in this, because you can be, sometimes people get intimidated and they see, this apartment is listed at this amount of money, and I feel like if I negotiate, I might, feel bad, or they might look bad on me. No, it doesn't happen like that. You just negotiate and you'll be surprised. Something about 50,000 dirham, and you feel like you don't want to negotiate for 50,000 dirham a year, for 50,000 dirham a year, you can bring it down. You never know, you can be able to get it for 45 or even less. You never know, because people always leave room for the buffer, right? Don't you forget that. And point number 2 brings us to markets, and these are vegetables and meat markets and animal markets. A lot of us go and find ourselves going out for shopping. Some of us go to the stores, and others go to the markets. And these markets, you can find fresh animal stuff. You can find fresh meat, fresh poultry, fresh all these things. But they have already prices. So don't you be afraid negotiating these places, because there's always discounts. And if you're afraid to use the word haggling or the word bargaining, at least you can call it discounts, because you will be able to get some good rates out there. Never be surprised. Always there is something that they will keep a buffer, and if you don't negotiate, you will miss out. All right, so let's go on to the next point, which is related to this one, and this would be the fish markets. Yeah, I said it, because there's a lot of markets in the UAE, and fish markets, especially for different varieties of fish. Some of you come from different parts of the world, like Asia and different parts of Africa, Europe and all these places, and you come here and you want to get fresh fish items, and you find yourself in the marketplaces. And when you're there, don't be afraid to negotiate. Always give your price. You may find a kilo for this, and there's a buffer. Always give your price, and you will be surprised how much of a great deal you might get. The grocery stores. Now, the different types of grocery stores. Some of them are closer to where you might be living. Others are even far off, but others have places you always shop in. These grocery stores always leave you room to negotiate, because some of them don't, but a lot of them do. You can be able to get a good deal when you push a little bit, especially in this period of time. You just negotiate, you will find yourself some amazing deals. Okay, let's move on to another one. Would be the mechanic stores. Yeah, all right, I said you have a car and you always need some servicing, or you need some, it may not be only servicing, it maybe be a mechanical issue or some usual checkout. And you notice there's so many garages or mechanic stores that usually have their rates fixed. They have their online rates fixed. But when you visit the stores, don't be afraid to let them give you a little bit or quite a discount that you can get. You explain to them and do the haggle, and you get a big deal, because you're not going to service a car once. You're going to service it 1, 2, 3 times a year, even 6 times a year. It depends on what kind of car you drive, sometimes even once. But once you go there, sometimes the prices online are not the prices when you find yourself in those stores. All right, parking lots, but not all the parking lots. Some parking lots, this I'm saying it because I have an experience with it. We were discussing about parking lots and was looking for some parking for the cars, and me and my colleague, we're looking for a place to put cars for a month. And you noticed that when I went there, I wasn't afraid to bargain. I just told the guy, I'm going to give you this amount of money. I'm not going to say the amount right here, but I told him I'm going to give you this amount of money. And he said, no, you cannot do it. All right, because the building has this and the other and the other and the other, the security and all that. So you have, this is the price to pay for everybody. I told you, what? I did my thing, and we raw. I got a great deal for parking for a month. And the next thing I knew, my colleague, who was also going to happen to be wanting a parking space for a month, went to the same place and was able to come out. And I asked him, how much did you get for that place? I mean, they gave me this, and they were cheated. I mean, he was able to get a price that was way more than mine by even 20%. And yet we could have got the same place. So we all park in the same place, pay different money. But this is just an example. Always do not be afraid to get your price out. Always give your counter offer. You will get some great deals, right? The showrooms. Now there's a lot of showrooms laid out all over the UAE. You name it. These showrooms are for furniture stores. They're for, lighting. They're for decorations, things to do with the house, general things that you can do for the house. I mean, these showrooms have price tags, but I must tell you, with so many different experiences that I go there, if you're not careful, you will buy it for the price tag. Some of them give them discounts, but don't be afraid, because you know what? You can even get the rates below the discount for some stores. You can even get the rate below that. So it happens. So if you don't, you lose out. You do, you gain. Electronic stores. But there are so many stores that are selling brand new electronics. Now, I'm not talking about the big supermarkets and so forth. I'm talking about these electronic stores that sell new. It could be phones, it could be, you name it. It could be musical equipment. It could be so many things. These stores always leave buffers. And even then, sometimes they may have prices, but you will always get room for negotiation. Okay, don't you forget that. Okay, what else is there? We're talking about places that have material. So those of you who love to shop materials like curtains, things to do with textiles that you're going to use for making clothes, for making beautiful attire, for making yourself smart and look good, wear those cultural attires. Now, textiles can be a little bit pricey, especially it depends on the grade, on the material, on the design, what kind of material that you're going to buy. But in these textile places or stores or markets, there are so many, there is room for negotiation. And usually they're sold per meter, some of them for 2 meters, some of them for a roll, but it depends. If you're buying a single one for yourself and you're buying, or you've come into the UAE, you're new and you don't know that you can have proper negotiation and get great deals that you never even believed that would exist. This is the time that you make use of your haggling skills, make use of your negotiation, and go out and buy yourself some and get yourself a lot of good stuff. Okay, next one here, a lot of you know it's famous in the UAE. This is the souk markets. Now, supermarkets, I'm not gonna speak much. Most of your tourists know what it is. But again, I've met a couple of friends of mine who have come into the US and they say, we went to the supermarkets, and guess what? We were in the hotel, and this lady she was telling us that she went to supermarkets, and can you believe how much I bought all these clothes? I bought all this material. Guess for how much? And the price she told me was even of a higher price. And I told him, how much did you negotiate? I just told him I have this, and he accepted. I said, no, you missed out probably. So that's just an example. So don't you be afraid, especially if you're a tourist or you're someone new and you may feel like, oops, people looking at me, I'm negotiating too much. Don't be afraid to negotiate. You will get much more better deals than you ever thought that you would. Remember, some places have price tags, some places don't have price tags. Another clue is those places that don't have price tags would be a good place to start. All right, thank you for moving with me on this ride. Thank you for watching until now. And if you're new to my channel, I'm always sharing a lot of content, especially about life in Dubai, and this is just one of them. And if you like this video, you can just tell me by yourself, where are the places that you have gone to before and were able to negotiate and you got some great deals. I would love to enjoy and have the interaction at the bottom section right there. You just tell me what you did and how you did it, and the amazing deals that you got. And so don't forget to subscribe if you have liked this video or if you have just landed on this channel. And for those of you who are my great subscribers, thank you. Keep on making us win. And you just go on and have a good time. Cheers and bye.